What's up, YouTube? Here to talk about the new main event for Fastlane. Daniel Bryan up against Roman Reigns. Winner goes on to face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship. And I really don't know why they're doing this match at all. Last week I was talking about how they shouldn't have went with Roman Reigns, should have went with Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan's awesome. Roman Reigns isn't ready. But that was before I watched Raw. And I still wanted Daniel Bryan to win. But when I saw that, it was kind of like a good first step with Roman Reigns acting all serious and not backing down from Brock Lesnar. And it just seemed like Paul Heyman had his fingerprints all over that segment at the end. And, that was a good first segment. That was a good first step for, to build this match up to WrestleMania. And I just don't know why they're doing this, just making this more complicated than it needs to be. Because I still think Roman Reigns is going to beat Daniel Bryan and go on to beat Brock Lesnar. I'll be shocked if Daniel Bryan wins. I want Daniel Bryan to win. But, if you're going to go with Roman Reigns, it doesn't matter. If they're going to go with Roman Reigns, if they're not going to change it up to Daniel Bryan, then just don't even acknowledge the people that are complaining about Daniel Bryan. Because then once you throw Daniel Bryan in there and you get him that close and then you take it away from them again, it's going to get those people even more pissed off. Like maybe at Royal Rumble people were pissed off. Maybe people were pissed off like I was. I was like, oh my god, that sucks. But I'm not going to cancel WWE Network. But maybe some people, that's their last straw. And then Daniel Bryan loses again. They feel like he got screwed over. And then this time they actually do cancel the network. And they don't care if WrestleMania is the next month or whatever. And I just don't understand, why you would do this. And that segment where they kind of, they threw it all together where Daniel Bryan comes out, then Seth Rollins comes out, and Roman Reigns. It's all up to Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns didn't even have to accept that as the Authority was talking about. And, nobody really came off good in that segment because Daniel Bryan, he lost clean at the Royal Rumble. Triple H did have a point where he could have asked for his rematch before the Royal Rumble. They might not have given it to him, but at least he could have asked for it. But then he just went into the Royal Rumble and he lost. And then now he's coming out and saying that he wants a championship match against Brock Lesnar and he should be in a WrestleMania when Roman Reigns won fair and square. And if anybody's going to complain about The Rock coming in and, stopping the beatdown from Big Show and Kane on Reigns, it should be Rusev. Rusev didn't come out at all because Rusev was just there sitting, and if The Rock never came out, Kane and Big Show would have beat down Reigns. Rusev would have came out, throw him over the top rope, and Rusev would have been up for the championship at WrestleMania 31. But that never happened. And then Reigns, when it was thrown to Reigns and where he makes a decision, he wasn't all confident. He was kind of, moping around. It's like, I guess you guys, I'll do it. He wasn't like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to prove all of you. I'm the one. I'm going to kick all your asses. He wasn't all he wasn't like borderline cocky and confident. But, that's what you got to do. He's a babyface. He has to, stand up and be confident and just ready to take names and kick ass and stuff like that. And then when Daniel Bryan when he was in the locker room, he was talking to Reigns. He was like, "Oh, we're gonna face off for Fastlane. We're gonna have one hell of a match or something like that." And then Reigns is just kind of being a dick. It's like, dude, just get out of my locker room. That's like, all right, whatever, dude. And then, so I thought maybe they're gonna go towards a heel turn with Reigns there, but then he comes out at the end of Raw and helps Daniel Bryan. And if the Authority really had a problem with Reigns being the champion or Daniel Bryan being the champion, then they could just say, oh, Reigns basically did the same thing The Rock did at the Royal Rumble, and they could just reverse it or do another match and then put Seth Rollins in the match at Fastlane, and then maybe Seth Rollins screws over Reigns and he goes to the championship at WrestleMania. But, that's just way too much thinking for WWE booking because, if most of the time when you think more than 5 minutes about this stuff, it's more than they think about it. So, yeah, so let's just talk about the match and Daniel Bryan up against Roman Reigns and why they did this. I don't know if maybe they're doing this because honestly they saw the reaction that the people did after Royal Rumble and say, oh my god, we have to change this. Roman Reigns isn't ready. Daniel Bryan just, it's a quick fix, just let him do it because Daniel Bryan, just because Daniel Bryan isn't the answer for the next 4 or 5 years doesn't mean he's not the right answer for right now and the next 6 months. And Daniel Bryan could win at WrestleMania, go on and he can face Roman Reigns at SummerSlam or face Roman Reigns at next year's WrestleMania. But, maybe just people realize that right now Roman Reigns isn't ready, even though some people probably already thought Roman Reigns wasn't ready, but Vince McMahon was like, oh my god, he'll be fine. But then, maybe he's kind of starting to realize that he's not ready. But so yeah, I don't know how this match will play out, if it's going to be straight Roman Reigns beats Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan comes out and shakes his hand and he raises his arm and stuff like that. But I'm just thinking how the people are going to react if Daniel Bryan loses, because I don't see, if they were mad at Reigns winning the Royal Rumble, how are they going to be okay with Reigns beating Daniel Bryan? No matter how squeaky clean it is, people are still going to be pissed off. And I just don't know. I don't know exactly where Fastlane is. I didn't really check before I made this video, but usually when a pay-per-view crowd, usually it's not like a day after WrestleMania or a day after WrestleMania crowd, but there's still, the hardcore fans come out, and so I don't think it's going to be as loud or as bad as it was at Philadelphia, but it still could be a pretty nasty reaction if Reigns wins. And I don't know if they're just doing this to fill time because Brock Lesnar isn't at every single Raw and SmackDown, and so they can't just build up this tension and stuff, and they don't really know what to do with Reigns at this point. Maybe they could have done another Big Show match at Fastlane, which I didn't want to see, but it's a lot better than leading the fans on this little journey. Maybe Daniel Bryan's going to win, and then they pull the rug out from under him, and people get all pissed off again. So I've kind of belabored the point. And so basically, out of, Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, it could happen. Daniel Bryan can shock the world and go off and face Brock Lesnar, which I would love to see Daniel Bryan face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 31. Don't know if it's, don't think it's going to happen. Don't know if it's a smart move on Reigns' part if Reigns wins the Rumble, he's a dumbass and puts that all on the line, and then he loses, and then what does he do at WrestleMania? Randy Orton's probably going to face Seth Rollins. Rusev's going to face John Cena. I don't really know who there is for Roman Reigns. If Roman Reigns were to lose, who he would face off at WrestleMania, unless he turns heel and he faces The Rock. But I don't know if The Rock's even available for WrestleMania 31. So it's just kind of a wait-and-see attitude. There's still 2 weeks away from Fastlane. A lot of things they can do. Maybe Roman Reigns turns heel at that point, and maybe it's more apparent that Reigns might cheat to win. He might join the Authority, and then Brock Lesnar might re-sign, and he turns face, and he wins at WrestleMania. But, a lot of stuff can happen between now and WrestleMania, now and Fastlane, so we're just going to have to wait and see. And thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever you do to a YouTube video, do to this one. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. It's all that good fun stuff. So thank you guys for watching, and we will see you all later.